Okay, so coming up on tonight's show, we are going to review Saturday's game at Barrow away, where Wrexham draw 1-1, and also last night's thriller at the Racecourse Ground, where we drew 1 each in a Carabao Cup, only to go out on penalties. It's all coming up and much more on This Is Wrexham, The Late Show.
So, I'm under duress to say this. Like and subscribe because winter is coming.
Now that is fantastic, and I like it. That's the best one yet. So I've got the membership shout-outs. New member joining is Neil. Thank you very much, Neil. Appreciate it. Jay, Wayne Cram and Logan Leroy. So obviously by now, we all know I am the host, Shaun Winter, and I am joined by none other than Tim from Fearless in Devotion, that very popular podcast, by the way, and now also an event.
It is. Well, it's a one-off event so far, but hopefully we'll do
yeah,
it.
Well, I got to say, me and Tommy did say on this show, we enjoyed it very much. I thought it was so well done to you and the guys. We're going to go straight to Barrow. Tim, you were there.
Yes.
Sum it up for me.
But the place of the game.
Go to the place first, because I went there years ago, mate, and I think it was. I remember standing there, and it was just a depressing sight.
Yeah, pretty much still the same, to be honest. And they've made a few improvements to the ground, but I mean, yeah, it was all right. You know, people were nice enough. It's one of those you just felt like, with the greatest respect to Barrow, it felt like it was very much harking back to a National League kind of setup.
Yeah. I kind of made a joke at the start of the season, thinking we've just gone up a league. Imagine if we get Barrow first game away. You know,
close enough to it.
Kind of that. So we started off. So Howard was in goal, back for the first time. Did nothing wrong.
Very good. Since he's come in, he's acquitted himself really well.
But I think he's been great since the Wigan game. No issues whatsoever. He's been absolutely. In fact, he's looking like he's relishing it now.
I think he is. I think he made a good save at Barrow's, keep us in it. Pushed it to safety. His distribution's really well. His kicking was really well. I kind of don't understand where this clamour came from, that he was this sort of not safe pair of hands, and that we should be going out and getting another 7 goalkeepers or however many we had. But good player.
Yeah, and he's certainly proven that. The back 5 was, as I predicted, by the way. Yeah, that's right. Ford, O'Connell, Souza, Boyle, Mendy. Did they first half, they didn't have too much to do?
No, it was just literally one-way traffic, wasn't it? We controlled the game. It was the best 45 minutes that we've had this
100%. Midfield, we had O'Connor, who I thought first half was everything was lovely, like a Rolls Royce. Second half, I thought he'd come and done a little bit. He made one blinding pass, by the way. I don't know if to Elliot Lee, the pass, mate, he split the whole team.
He tired a little bit, but he's still getting up to full fitness. So that's why Parky's doing this all rotational thing.
Yeah. I agree. Obviously, Young and Lee, I thought, played well again. I think Luke Young has started the season absolutely tremendously, as has Elliot Lee. He's a nightmare for defences at the moment, Elliot Lee.
Top scorer, flying.
Top scorer, he is flying. Bickerstaff and Palmer. Bickerstaff, very, very good. I know there's been a little bit of a clamour for him to go out on loan. I can understand the logic behind it, to give him that sort of building him up, because there has been occasions where he has been bullied off the ball, but you can't deny he's probably had more of an impact than what people were expecting. So huge impact, and I do like the link up with him and Palmer. I think it's very good. On 12 minutes, Ollie Palmer gets brought down in the box, and Lee slots away the penalty.
Yeah.
And we're thinking, I don't know about you, Tim, but at this point, I'm watching with the boys, I'm thinking, here we go, let's get 3 before the half. Are you thinking the same?
Well, it should have been 3 or 4, but we just couldn't finish the chances. And, one-way traffic, and you kind of knew it was like, you know as well as I do, you've been in this game long enough supporting Wrexham.
Yeah.
Are we going to do what Wrexham do, which is take your foot off the gas? And Pete Wild's a decent manager at Barrow.
I quite like him. I got to be honest, I do like him.
I said at half-time, they've shown us too much respect, and those were the words that he used in his post-match press conference, that they did show us too much respect.
Well, there you go.
And it all
there you go. And they come out, and it was a 52nd minute, and I tell you what a lovely finish. He's got out of his feet, quick bump. We've got to be stopping that. It's easy for us to sit here, we've got to be stopping that, but what a finish.
Great finish. Was it a foul in the build-up? Yeah.
100%.
Should they have backed off him? No. having watched the replay back, it looked like it took a little bit of a deflection, but I don't think Howard's stopping it.
He's not stopping that.
No,
you ain't blaming the goalkeeper for that.
No.
I'm not going to go to the Barrow game any longer. That'll do us. So, see you in a bit. We're going on to Bradford last night, and I thought that was an absolute thriller of a game. Let me walk you through the side. Howard, again, great game. Barnett, great game. Hayden, fantastic to see him back. We'll go on to him in a minute. Tozer, Boyle, Mendy. Then Andy Cannon starts again. Luke Young, who, as we've alluded to, has been terrific. JJ, I think he started the season fantastic. Really, really like him. Dalby and Bickerstaff. Right, you know where we're going to start, don't you?
Yes.
Take it away. Because at this moment, I'm still at the ticket office. I'm having a nightmare. So I kind of just missed it. I have seen the replay. I've seen it loads of times. I know what I think. Tim, talk me through it. What are you thinking?
And Bradford sort of pour forward, and literally, I'm watching the ball, and out the corner of my eye, I see Hayden, literally, diagonal. When I say marauding, he's marauding. He's galloping across.
He is galloping.
And I'm thinking, he's got to get this right. And for me, he was always fixed on the ball, as you'd expect.
Yep.
At that pace, something's going to bounce off him. He's not going to be able to stop at that pace. No. But he clearly gets the ball. The ball changes direction. My understanding is the linesman flags for the throw-in. The referee, as Parky's now said, the referee's the one who's giving it, even though there's several men in between him.
Parky said there's 4 men in front of him. The linesman's there with the best view in the house. He's got to be, he goes, you know, he can speak in his ear. He's got to be telling him that. Now, that is frustrating. So I've got to tell you right now, I'm not one, if you listen to the show regular, I am not one for trying to blame the ref. But that was poor. That was so poor.
It wasn't even just that. I know there's been a few people that said, well, it's definitely a penalty. It's a shoulder charge. It's not. He bumps off Hayden because Hayden's built like a brick shithouse. He's like he's got a coat hanger in his shirt still.
Yeah. He's a big old
bounce
fella.
Off him, but he made a load of other daft errors throughout that match. And I said the other day, referee's got one of the hardest jobs ever. I don't know why people do it. They're a bunch of sadists. But he was poor.
He was very poor. He was very, very poor. Let's just stay on Hayden for a minute. I thought he looked fantastic coming back. I thought, here we go. I was thinking to myself, now this is our three. This is our three. I've been a bit unsure about Boyle so far, but I kind of think he put that to bed for me last night. I think Tozer started the season fantastically, but then last night was his worst game of the 5 or 6 we've played so far. But Hayden was fantastic.
Hayden's got what? Not what maybe Tozer lacks, what Tozer lacks, which is pace. And like I've just alluded to, that marauding run, he made plenty of those. There was a little dicey moment where Howard had to dig him out of trouble with a nice, smart save. But Hayden looks what we need. He looks the part. He's got the speed. He's got that commanding, steely presence about him.
And in the air, he's got a commanding, steely presence. You've summed that up beautifully, by the way. In the air, I'm sorry, you ain't beating that man in the air. You're not going to beat him in the air. And I mean, in the opposition box now, Tim, you've got options in Boyle and Hayden.
Some big lads in there.
And I tell you what, I'll go into it after, but when we brought McLean on later on, I was looking at it thinking, that is a tough back line, that is, isn't it?
It's always bugged me over the years, especially National League, where we've come up against teams and you think, these are a team of horrible big old shit houses. And you can see it from the stands that they look massive from here. Yeah. So how big are they down there?
Yeah, definitely.
That's what we've got now.
Definitely. So. Yeah, no, we've got it, and it's good. Mark Howard, you just alluded to it there, made a great save. I think he made a couple of smart saves, didn't he?
Last night, yeah.
I thought he was very, very... I kind of think he's relishing playing back at the racecourse now, and it's good to see, Tim. It's really, really good to see.
The worry I've got with Howard, right, is not so much him...
Yeah,
I think there's certain sections of the fan base who are almost waiting for him to make a mistake. We can't go down.
I think that's just football fans in general,
Maybe,
isn't it?
Yeah, but does he deserve to have that kind of pressure stuck on him? I don't think he does.
He doesn't. But I think last season when a mistake was made, it was a crucial part, wasn't it? But still,
different kind of pressure in this division to one automatic spot last year. That's the difference.
Oh, tremendously. But so he started the season well. So after 3 minutes of penalties for 3 minutes, they've slotted at home. But I don't know about you. Does it ever bother you that Wrexham go 1-0 down now? I mean, I know it should, but we kind of think, we're used to this. This is what we do.
It's a weird sea change, isn't it? Not so long ago, not a million years ago, we would go 1 or 2 down, and that'd be it. You'd be in the pub. You'd be in the turf when you're half time.
Yes.
Even for those poor souls who left early in the Swindon game, you know that this team is never, ever going to roll over and say die.
They are never going to roll over and say die. I listened to Ryan Barnett's interview, and he got it right. We're never going to, we go right to the end, and I think that's such a good characteristic of Parky's team. Since he's come in, that's what it's been like. We scrap for everything, and we're used to going a goal down now, and we're used to us fighting back. And I said to my goddaughter Maisie, who I was sat next to yesterday, I said to her, don't worry, I said, we always score when we go in this half. The crowd kind of suck it in, don't we? Yeah. But first half, I thought we played well. I thought we knocked it about well. I thought we got them out of shape well. I thought we were switching it very well.
Yeah, I thought we did all right, Again, considering the rotation aspect, in another walk of life, you could say, oh, well, all these chopping and changes not doing us any favours. But he's trying different formations. It's been worked out on the training ground.
Of course it has.
We didn't look too bad. It wasn't our preferred midfield by any stretch of the imagination. But we looked all right. Bradford made changes as well.
But here's a question. Do you know your preferred midfield? I mean, I don't.
Yes.
Oh, I'd love to hear it. Talk me through it. You're going to have to go with a 3, I take it.
Yeah.
Such as what we play.
Elliot
5-3-2.
Undroppable. Without doubt, best player in the division at the moment from a midfielder point of view.
Couldn't agree more.
And then you have to have Tom O'Connor in there. You have to have him because I think he just brings some balance.
He certainly brings a coolness.
Yeah, I think he's almost like a young Darren Ferguson. Like he picks his passes and he will usually...
I think that's a very good analogy.
...reach the target. And then your third man, you can't really look beyond Luke Young.
I don't think you can.
Engine.
Yeah, so as far as Luke Young, he gets you on the front foot, he gets you playing, he sets the tempo. I just think he's fantastic, and I think that midfield 3 is... Yeah, but where do you put Jordan Davis there? Because when he's on form, he is absolutely what a player.
The only thing I'd say about the midfield there, we just literally said a minute ago, it's nice to have a team full of bruisers and big buggers. That midfield 3 probably lacks height. That's certainly the only slight thing that you take away from it.
Certainly does.
Too much?
I don't think it does, not when they play such as Luke Young. I think he's got to play every game. I like the way JJ started the season. I like the options we've got. Tom O'Connor playing the way Tom O'Connor does, like you've just said, a young Darren Ferguson. I haven't thought of it that way, but now I can't not think of it that way. It's fantastic.
Was I a bit hasty?
No, I like it. I like it. And it's big shoes to fill.
Very, very big shoes.
Obviously, Dalby and Bickerstaff up front last night. Dalby was quiet, wasn't he?
Yeah, something's not quite clicking for him this season so far. I don't know what it is.
It's not, but if you remember, at the start of last season, it took him a long, long time.
It did, and you don't become a bad player overnight. I think there's certainly a lack of patience at the moment. Like, if he's not having a good game, bin him off.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. He's a good player. He's a good player, and I think he'll be okay. I think
he'll come good. Moving on to that, the way Ollie Palmer started the season, I think has been nothing but impressive.
Bruising.
I've said on each podcast so far, I think he's come back looking slimmer. His physique looks brilliant. He looks up for it. You don't catch him rolling around on the floor. He is winning headers left, right and centre. He looks aggressive. His feet look even better than ever.
And he's got blonde highlights in his hair. He's just a Lothario all round, isn't he?
Oliver Palmer. By God. I mean, it's just terrific. Absolutely terrific. I want to highlight Ryan Barnett last night. I thought he was absolutely sensational. Down that right-hand side.
Superstar from Solihull. He does what... when he signed, one of his mates got in touch and said, you're going to get a really good player out of him. I was like, well, tell us what he brings. And I'm not joking, he said, don't expect anything flash. He said he'll literally hit the byline and cross it. It's like, that's what you want from a winger, isn't it? And that's what he does. That's what he does.
I think he's a bit flash as well, I've got to be honest. Yeah.
No, Carlos Edwards was flash.
He was, but he's got a step over him as Ryan Barnett.
All right. Yeah,
1, 2 or 3, and he loves to roll over the ball.
I just like the fact and this is not being unfair to Mendy, but I think Mendy can take a little bit of a leaf out of Barnett in terms of just back yourself, back your talent.
Yeah.
He can take maybe 1 or 2 touches too many at times.
Yeah, I think I kind of said this on the last podcast. Sometimes I'm just thinking, just go past your man, go. But sometimes he doesn't. But last night I thought he was good again. So as far as Mendy goes, last night McLean came on for him and I thought he looked good. he looks confident, doesn't he? And he snarls into every tackle he does.
Plays on the edge.
Oh!
I don't know why. I thought he was harshly booked. It's a sliding tackle, but he wins the ball.
He wins the balls. It's just... Oh, and by the way, speaking of sliding tackles, Luke Young stops one in our penalty area. First half, it was right in front of me. My God, he smashed the man. He just took it beautifully. Committed. And then same as McLean in the second half. Committed. I love players like that. There's nothing I love more than players like that in a Wrexham shirt, Tim.
I like what with McLean at the moment. We haven't seen the best of him yet because
no.
Picked up an early injury. Similar thing with when we signed Tom O'Connor. We're like, well, he hasn't. He had an injury, then he went away, then he come back, then we had like a brand new player, and now he's kind of almost undroppable from that midfield. And I think with
certainly agree with that.
McLean, he's got bags of experiences. Is he going to play as many games as we want? Probably not. However, I think he'll score against Tranmere.
Oh God, I'd love him to. The options are ridiculous. I think he starts against Tranmere, I think, because it's going to be that cut and thrust, hostile.
That's the only thing that worries me. If he starts against Tranmere, is he odds on to be the first one?
Well, this is it. But I mean, this is who I'm gonna do my team on the early show. But I mean, for me, Hayden starts again. I go with the same. I go with the same back three. I'd start Ford, even though Barrow played so well. I just think Ford started the season tremendously, and I go McLean. And that's nothing against Mendy because Mendy's been absolutely brilliant so far. I just think McLean gives us that bit of an edge. It could be an edge too much.
I see where you're coming from, but I probably would start Mendy just because Tranmere are leaking goals. Not dissimilar to the way we have, but they look like rabbit caught in headlights. And I think if we attack him from the off, pace, power, get the game wrapped up at half-time like we should have done against Barrow. Oh,
God, I hope that happens. I really do hope that happens because we kind of got used to it last season, didn't we?
Oh, we had it great.
You know, we were having it good and we were never in any danger. But now it's a different story, different league. And so far, Wrexham are lying. We are lying 16th in the league. We have lost one, drawn one, won one. Drawn another 2 after that, so we've drawn 3. Tranmere lie in 21st. Lost, won, lost. And I can think another big, massive L I'm going to put on there because the Red Army are coming for you. That's what I will say. Okay, so over to Twitter. Darryl Doughty, we were robbed by the stupid ref. It was never a penalty, but on to the next one, up the town. It wasn't a penalty, Tim, was it?
No.
You just showed me an even better angle.
Yeah.
It's such a clean tackle. It's unbelievable.
His toe goes in, ball goes away, then the lad bounces off him. It's just like, please get that video. I think Jebo's done it. Get it to the referee. Get it over. Get it to Mark Hughes because Mark Hughes was talking through his ass.
Was he?
Yeah.
What was Mark Hughes saying, by the way?
Oh, he was just saying, well, it's clearly a penalty. He's taken the man. He
hasn't though.
I know. Well, that's love Mark Hughes, but
yeah.
You're talking for your ass, man.
James Curran, how much longer will we be without Paul Mullin? Do you know any? I'm hoping. I was hoping. It's on my video diary. I thought he might be on the bench last night. I got excited, Tim.
Well, I think there's now a delay in terms of the contact aspect. He's training. He's looking sharp. He's scoring. But in terms of the contact aspect, I think there's still some discomfort and some pain with the ribs and stuff, which you can understand. So, I think we're still probably maybe a month out. I hope I'm wrong. I'd love him to be on the bench at Tranmere, but
God, wouldn't it be good? No, not on that game. Not on that game. Although, if anyone's going to come on and score,
well, we're not doing bad, are we? We've scored 14 goals so far. We're all right. We conceded 40.
Yeah, but anyway, let's move on. David Jarvis definitely deserved to win the game, although the early penalty, which was never a penalty, by the way, led to Bradford playing Mourinho-style football park the bus. Satnam Old Road, I thought McLean looked immense when he came on, so demanding, very cool, one of Tosa's worst games. I think we said exactly the same, Tim.
Yeah, pace, innit? He doesn't like pace.
Yeah, he doesn't like pace. But then I do think Tosa started the season very, very good. I think he's been fantastic.
He was consistent last year. That kind of goes over a lot of people's heads. He was Mr. Consistent. Good 7 or 8 out of 10 most games. And yeah, just the problem, not a problem. He's always got like a bit of rogue pass in him. He did it at Barrow. I think he did one again last night. But he's still one of the first names down on Parky's team sheet. So I don't see that changing.
No, certainly not. Brian Roberts, Bradford were poor, and the starting midfield of Lee, Young and O'Connor would have secured an easy win. I'm not sure about an easy win. but I get what you're saying. That's the midfield you just said? Your perfect midfield?
I know, yeah, but that's the whole point of rotation for cup games.
Yeah, without O'Connor, we look vulnerable to a counter-attack. I wouldn't disagree. Without some decent saves from Howard, we would have been easily beaten. I don't know about easily beaten, but I do agree with Mark Howard making some fantastic stops.
Well, that's what goalkeepers are there for. And he made a couple of fairly standard saves. He almost saved the penalty in the early penalty that wasn't a penalty, and he almost got his hand to a couple in the shootout as well.
Yes,
got to one of them, but
yeah. But there
me.
you go. Okay, Barton Bank. Does Cannon suit our system? Wasteful in terms of chances and liable to concede at least one. Can we keep starting with an attacking wing-backs who are targeted in the defence? Neither Barnett or Mendy last night were great. I thought Barnett was very good last night.
Decent.
I thought I've got to be very honest with you now. I thought that's his best game of the season, Barnett, so far.
Ooh, I don't know.
Although he was very good at MK Dons as the first game.
Yeah. I think we said, you know what you get from Barnett, byline, cross ball, usually decent cross.
Yeah, it is.
Or you think he's still flash, which I'm not.
But I like it. I like it. You know what I mean? I do really like it. Mendy, I thought Mendy started the season very good. I didn't think he was great against Barrow. I didn't think he was too good against Barrow. I've got to be honest with you.
Cannon's interesting.
See, now let's talk about Cannon, because that kind of wraps it up from Twitter anyway. I didn't get too much this week. Let's talk about Cannon, because he's not the player that we had last season, is he?
No. Something's not quite there with him. I don't know. He just seems to be getting brushed off the ball easily. Yep. He seems a little bit hurried and panicked. It just looks a little bit panicked by his decision making and gets crowded out quite easily. Again, we know he's a good player.
Yeah.
It's just, we're at that point now where a squad has to be registered and players have got to come if players are coming in. I don't expect Cannon to go anywhere for sure, but he probably is not a regular starter.
Whereas towards the end of last season and probably the start of this season, he would have been one of your first names on the team sheet. Yeah. I thought last night, I was saying to Rich, a friend of mine, and we were talking at half-time, what's going on with Cannon, he said. And it was one of them, when things aren't going for you, like I was watching very closely last night, and the bounces was... Football's a funny game, and when you're out of sorts and you're searching for that bit of confidence and you're not in the confidence, it's just things don't bounce for you, do they?
No, you're right.
And I think this is what's happening for him at the moment. I thought second half he was a lot better until he went off. But he'll come good, Tim. What I'm going to say is he will come good.
Yeah, I mean, we're in that sort of weird position where those players that did stupid things last year, nobody's ever going to get that level of points again, right?
No.
And they were so good to reach those levels at another step up, which we got to be honest, League Two is a much bigger step up than one many expected, myself included. So
I'd agree with that, and I will hold my hands up.
They will find their feet. They will adjust, and it ain't just going to happen in 5 games.
I think we are I think we're starting to find our feet. I think we're getting better every game. I think we're getting stronger every game. And I think it's definitely going to come, Tim. Would you agree?
It's going to come on Saturday.
It's going to come on Saturday. You think we're going to trounce them, don't you?
I do.
Fantastic. Go on, give us a score prediction for me.
I kind of want to go back to this full circle 5-0 thing. I don't see that.
I like it.
I don't see us keeping a clean sheet again. So I'll take a cheeky 3-1.
We'll have that cheeky 3-1. Okay, I'm going to go straight to my membership questions from Wayne Cram. Wait, all this and Tommy Cows too. Red Army's a bargain. Well done endorsement, I say. Yes, on the video diaries. See, we get Tommy Cows now, and I'm pretty sure I've got some off him this time. I better message him quick. But Tommy Cows will be popping up all over the shop from this year. He's a popular guy, isn't he?
Popular guy, drives like an old lady, but a lovely man.
But he's a lovely old lady, isn't he?
He's a very lovely old lady. A curler's in his hair on the way to Barrow.
Yeah. Rerun has also said that we will break 2,000 subscribers very soon. I am looking forward to that. Well, I want balloons, confetti, the lot, Stephen. What can you do for me? Steve's laughing. I don't think he's going to do much for me.
I'll look into it.
You look into it. Okay, so here comes my video diary. Yeah! Good afternoon, everybody. It is now Friday. We play Barrow tomorrow. I've got a date tonight. I've had a sunbed, haircut, I'm in a game. And my colleague over here, Ross. Say hello, Ross.
You alright?
Here we go, it's Saturday morning. Just on my way to the gym. Getting an early session on the go with my mate Al Parky. Yeah, let's get our season going properly. It's coming. It's definitely coming. Nothing to worry about. Positive result today. Climb up the table. And then we go on to the cup on Tuesday. So I'm looking forward to that. Oh, my arse already. Gym done. When I say done, me and Parky did 10 minutes on the bike. But then we got in the sauna and the steam room and we had a jacuzzi. But listen, don't judge me because I got up and I give it some. Next time, eh?
I saw you the other day at the funeral.
Gym done, shopping done, put a bet on. Wrexham to win. Weather's lovely. Hello, Lenny Lulu. Score prediction, please. Wrexham are playing away against Barrow.
3-1.
To Wrexham. Yeah, that'll do me. Go on, Charlie.
2-0 Wrexham.
Yeah? Fine, now go on a bit, Army. We're just watching a film and having a few sweeties first, don't we, before the game?
Yeah.
Robin. I'm Bertie. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Bertie, score prediction. 1-0. Right, mate. Come on, the Red Army! Come on, the Red Army! Come on, Wrexham! Absolutely dominated first half. Really, really good. Looking impressive. Really good. But then second half just wasn't the same side. But then one of them, we're going to come good. I've got no doubt, and no doubt I would have been saying it in the studio already. We are going to come good. I've got no doubt in my mind. It's all there. It's all ready to click into place. Players to come back. We'll be sound. Good evening, everyone. I know it's a bit of a jumbled up video diary as I didn't get to do it at the weekend. But Cup night, Bradford, Carabao Cup, second round, 3-1. I'm really hoping Mullins on the bench. I'm really, really hoping for that. So I'm a bit anxious to see the team sheet. I'll see you later, mate. I'm going to watch the match, I am. Josh McLeod himself. Go on, the Magic Mac. I guess let's have a score prediction off you, son.
Well, considering we've been conceding at the moment, I'm going to go 3-1 Wrexham.
I got 3-1. Yeah, there's Big Joey. Look at the size of that head. Oh! What are you saying, Joey? Score. No need for that. He's the main man anyway.
You alright?
How are you?
Yeah, you can flip off him.
Hey, big first question. How big's your dad's head?
Size of the world, probably.
What do you reckon, Joe? Gets a score prediction, lad?
2-1.
Yeah, we'll win, won't we? Give us a fist, Joey. There, good lad. Half time, 1-0 down, which looked like a soft penalty. I fancy Wrexham to get back in it. We kind of dominated the game, so I think 3-1 I'm still good for. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I really, really, really do appreciate all the comments, all the watches, all the shares, all the likes. Well, I say most of the comments. 90% are great. David Williams always seems to comment with a Spider-Man mask as his face, and he just talks lots of tripe. So next time I'm going to call you out on it, David. Okay, see you next show. Goodbye.